welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to look at the use of renewable energy. Before we look at renewable energy, we're going to recap the different types of energy. There are 8 different types of energy and they fit the mnemonic MAC helps. Pause the video and try to name the 8 types of energy. The 8 types of energy are movement. This is also known as kinetic energy. Atomic, which is also known as nuclear. Chemical, such as the energy stored in fuel or your food. Heat energy. Electrical energy. Light energy. Potential or stored energy such as gravitational or in a wound-up spring. And finally, sound energy. Energy cannot be created or destroyed, it is just changed from one form into another. For example, when you burn a candle, you turn the chemical energy in the wax into heat and light. Pause the video and try to identify the energy changes in each scenario. For the first scenario, when you're turning on a light bulb, you're turning electrical energy into light energy. There may also be some heat energy produced. When you drop a ball from a height, you're taking the stored potential energy and you're changing this into movement or kinetic energy. Finally, when you drive a car, you turn the chemical energy in the fuel into movement or kinetic energy. There is also some heat produced. Renewable energy sources are constantly replaced. Pause the video and sort these into renewable and non-renewable energy sources. From the options given, the renewable sources were solar, tidal, wind, hydroelectric, and biomass. The non-renewable sources were coal, oil, gas, and nuclear. Non-renewable energy sources include coal, oil, gas, and nuclear. Pause the video and take these notes. Identify 2 negative aspects of these energy sources. What negative aspects are there of non-renewable energy sources? The first negative aspect is that they will run out one day. This is because they are finite sources. There's only a set amount available. Coal, oil, and gas are burned. When this happens, they produce greenhouse gases. This contributes to global warming. Nuclear energy produces nuclear waste. This needs to be stored for a very long time before it is safe. Renewable energy sources are constantly replaced by natural sources and forces. Examples include solar power, wave and tidal, hydroelectric, and wind power. Pause the video now and take these notes. For this next section, we're going to look at the different types of renewable energy. You need to pick 2 advantages and 2 disadvantages for each to note. You'll find a fill-in sheet to help you on the Google Classroom. The first one is solar power. Scotland is not perhaps considered to be the sunniest place, and with our short winter days you might not think it's worth bothering with solar power. However, solar power is being used in Scotland already and is contributing to the government's target of 50% of our energy coming from renewable sources this year. Solar power has many advantages. It is renewable, with energy coming from the sun. It's clean, silent, and safe for the environment. It can also be used worldwide, so it can be used to produce electricity in countries that currently have limited supply. There is no size limit. Large arrays can be built of multiple solar panels to power many homes, or a single home can have panels on its roof. There are, however, some disadvantages. The panels themselves are expensive, and currently it's more expensive than fossil fuel-based power. It's only available during the day, and there are issues with storing power. The larger scale arrays are only used in countries with lots of sun, and the infrastructure to connect the solar panels to our current grid needs to be implemented. Scotland is one of the world's leading developers in wave and tidal power. We have the perfect natural environment and location for using wave and tidal energy. Underwater turbines are placed in areas of the ocean which have large tidal movement, and the kinetic energy of the tides turns the turbines to generate electricity. This is free to harness once the turbines have been built. No greenhouse gases or other waste is produced, and the tides themselves are reliable and predictable, which means you can plan how much energy is produced. The turbines are not overly expensive to build or maintain. However, they can affect birds that rely on tides to find their food and fish that need to migrate round them. The tides are only available for part of the day, and not all sites are suitable for turbines. Hydro comes from the Greek word for water. Hydroelectricity or hydropower is usually generated by turbines in a dam in a river. The dam means that the body of water builds up in the river behind it. This is then released through turbines when electricity is needed. Dams can be built across many different sizes of rivers to do this. Hydroelectricity has the advantage of producing a constant rate of electricity. The water can be shut off if electricity is not needed, and then opened again when it is. Dams are long-lasting, so can produce power for many years. The lake that forms behind the dam can be used for recreation or for irrigation of land, and pollution is not produced using this form of electricity. Hydroelectric power is very expensive to set up. The dams are expensive to build and must be kept well maintained for safety. Land has to be flooded to create these, and it can destroy the natural environment and force people to move out of the area. Fish ladders need to be installed where there are migrating fish within the rivers. Wind power is Scotland's fastest growing renewable energy source. Wind turbines use blades to transfer the kinetic energy of the wind into electrical energy. The wind flows over the blades, creating lift, which causes them to turn. The blades are connected to a drive shaft that turns an electrical generator. Wind power is free once the turbines are installed, and modern turbines can capture the energy efficiently. Once built, the turbines do not cause greenhouse gases or pollution. And although tall, the turbine's footprint on the ground is relatively small, so the surrounding area can still be used for farming. As turbines come in different sizes, remote areas can install their own wind turbine and use this to get electricity. There are some disadvantages to using wind power. The strength of the wind is not constant. Sometimes there will be very little wind, and it is possible for the wind to be too strong and the turbines have to be stopped. This means that the electricity produced by turbines is not constant. The turbines themselves are noisy as a car travelling at 70 miles an hour, and some people find them unattractive in the countryside. Now you need to go back to Google Classroom to submit your work and try the quiz. Bye for now.